A very warm welcome to today's talk. I'll be discussing the masked man fallacy, how it works and how it attacks Cartesian dualism. First, we need to understand Leibniz's law. And this is the idea that if A and B have if A and B are identical, they must have all of the same properties. And this means they are numerically identical. This is different to qualitative identity that twins would share. So they have the same quality of their colour eyes, their colour hair, their height, many of their genetic factors are also the same, but they do not have all the same qualities. This is reserved for numerical identity, and that is all the qualities, including something like spatial location, must be exactly the same for two things to be literally just one thing, the same thing. Now, the masked man fallacy is the mistake of saying that A has a property that B does not have, and this B quality is irrelevant, and then concluding that they cannot be the same. This is made much more clear with examples, so we'll do the examples before we go back to the valid and invalid forms. I would like to thank Stuart Doyle for this information here that I've cited. It's been very useful in this video, so thank you, Stuart. Paul Churchland, the Churchlands are eliminative materialists, so naturally they're opposed to Cartesian dualism. Churchland sets up an idea of Cartesian dualism and then shows how this makes the masked man fallacy. So, premise 1. My mental states are introspectively known by me as states of my conscious self. 2. My brain states are not introspectively known by me. Therefore, by Leibniz's law, my mental states are not identical with my brain states. There does seem to be an issue here. It's made more clear with this parallel argument. Muhammad Ali is widely known as heavyweight champion. Cassius Clay is not. Therefore, by Leibniz's law, Muhammad Ali is not identical with Cassius Clay. We see the issue here is in categorizing or naming these different qualities. So they're being thought of or recognized in one way or another, which is not a genuine property that distinguishes it from the separate things. So the problem with the analogies is that they miscategorize what is known and unknown. Descartes' method does this as well. So by saying that mental states and brain states are somehow different is actually a mistake, and that's identified by Gilbert Ryle in the category mistake, an earlier video that I've made. But these are not genuine or genuinely important qualities, and they're not genuinely important distinctions. So with a bit more foresight, we know that Muhammad Ali and Cassius Clay is the same person. And in fact, the name distinction does not distinguish between the two objects. So the problem with Descartes' argument is making the distinction that fails on the grounds that A and B, in this case, mental states and brain states, are different because of the property of their name. But as Muhammad Ali and Cassius Clay are different on the grounds of their name, it doesn't follow they're actually different. They're in fact numerically identical. The property of name being different does not mean that they are different. And so the materialist argues that mental states are in fact brain states. They're not different, they're the same. And just because they have different names does not mean they are different objects. That is the masked man fallacy, the mistake of giving things different properties that are not genuinely important to the properties, saying that because they have these arbitrary, in this case, names, they're different objects. And a different name does not mean two objects are different. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this video informative.